Good morning, boys and girls. Well, I haven't seen you for a while. You've had Christmas, you've been home for a week or two, you've had lots of things going on, and now we have snow and more snow. Mrs. Deitz thought at Christmas about all the gifts, and she wondered about you and thought about you opening your Christmas gifts. Now, those are gifts that Santa Claus brings or somebody goes and buys and wraps in pretty wrapping paper and puts under your tree or hands you. They're nice gifts and you love to get them. Everybody loves to get a gift. But you know, there's other kinds of gifts. Let's think of what Christmas Day is now behind us, but we still keep giving people gifts. And one of the reasons that we do is, of course, that God gave us his son, the best gift of all. But that wasn't wrapped. That wasn't in a box. Do you know that you can give people gifts that aren't wrapped or in a box or even that you hold in your hand? What about if you see somebody on the playground that looks really sad and you go over and give them a big smile and start talking to them? Do they perk up and look back at you and smile? Sometimes they may say, "Go away, I want to be by myself." And then you can just sit there and smile or walk away and come back again and say, "Are you ready to play with me now? I'm your friend." And that is a special gift. Sometimes you can make your bed for mommy, and that's a special gift. I want you to try to think this week of gifts that you can give people that aren't wrapped, and try to give somebody a gift, a special gift, all day. The story that we're going to read today has a little bit to do with Christmas. It talks a little bit about Christmas time, but it talks about a man, and he lives way out in the woods. And he and his wife had lived there for years, and they were good friends. But he and his wife got older, and the wife passed away and went to live with God. Well, then the man didn't have anybody, and he was so lonely. But he got a very special gift. And the book that we're going to read is called Winter's Gift. And in the winter, we do get some gifts. We get the gift of a beautiful snow that cleans the air, and the snow goes down into the ground so that when people plant their gardens in the spring, it helps them be better gardens, and it helps the food taste better. So there are lots of winter's gift. Look at the snow here. Let's see what this winter's gift is. Now remember, Mrs. Deitz is still having trouble with her eyes, so she's going to have to read you the story and then show you the pictures. It was December 24th, and there had been a terrible blizzard north of the small town. Everything was calm now and covered in white. See where the snow has been? And see, it's a small town. It doesn't look like a very big town, but they have a church, and here they have some wreaths up, and here are the pine trees with the snow on it. Let's see what's going to happen. When the old man awoke that morning, his bones ached more than usual, which probably meant more snow was on the way. He headed outside to chop firewood. Sometimes when you get older, and I bet you hear your grandmama and granddaddy say something, when they get up in the morning, their legs hurt or their arms hurt, and they feel stiff. That just is something that happens as you get older. but they get moving and then they go and do what they have to do. Well, that's what the old man, he was older, but something else was with this man. Look at his face. Would you call that a happy face? Or would you call that a sad face? Let's see what's going to happen with this man. The old man lived on a small farm nestled in the woods at the edge of town. As he walked through the snow, he saw cardinals darting in and out of the trees, chickadees sitting on the woodpile, and deer tracks everywhere. The snow glistened all around him. As the old man worked, he began to daydream of the Christmases that had come before. See the old man? He's chopping his wood so he has some heat in his house. But look at the icicles. It's really cold. He's got on his boots and his gloves. It's really cold. Every year on this very day, the old man and his wife went into the woods to find the perfect Christmas tree. This usually took a while, but eventually they could find a tree they were sure was the prettiest ever. Then they would bring the tree back to the house and begin decorating. Have you ever gone out with your parents to find a tree and cut it down? Here they go in the snow, and she has a pole to help her walk so she doesn't fall down in the snow. See the trees? And they're looking for the perfect Christmas tree. He would put on the lights while she made hot tea and sandwiches. Then together, they would hang the ornaments. Finally, when the tree was just right, his wife would take out a wooden box that held a beautiful star. The star is the most important part of the tree, she would always say. It's a symbol of hope, and no matter how bad things get, you should always have hope. Hope is a word that we use often, and it's knowing things will be okay in the future. We have hope that the snow will be all cleared up and the sun will come out again. That's what hope was. And the woman said that her star that she put on the tree, and when you look up in the sky and see the stars, a word that you can think of is hope. We know that the world is here and good because we have the beautiful stars that are always there. And the star on top of the tree reminds us also of the wise men following the star to see the baby Jesus, because they were full of hope that the star would lead them to the baby Jesus. So they have finished their tree. But the old man didn't have hope anymore. He had lost his wife in the spring and was alone. This year there would be no Christmas tree, no Christmas star. The old man finished stacking the wood and went inside to fix his dinner. See, the old man went and looked. He's got his head down, and that shows us that he's sad. He is so sad. He misses his wife and his best friend, and he's lost his hope. He isn't even going to put the star up. Let's see what happens to this man. Not far away from the old man's house, a mare, and a mare is a lady horse, wandered alone through the woods. During the blizzard, she had become separated from her herd of wild horses. The swirling snow and blowing wind were so strong, she had fallen behind and gotten lost. After the storm was over, she wandered the woods trying to find her herd. She had never been alone before and was very frightened, but all she could do was keep walking. See the horse? The horse is walking through the snow, and the snow is getting harder, and she's getting tireder. See. Now as the day ended and it grew dark, new snow started to fall. In the distance, the mare could hear wolves howling. She needed to find a safe place for the night. The wind whistled and huge snowflakes swirled around her. She was growing weary and so cold as she struggled through the deep snow. The sound of howling seemed closer. The howling must be something that wants to hurt her. Look at the poor mare. She is very sad too. See the poor mare? And over here is a coyote or a wolf that wants to come and hurt her. Exhausted, the mare couldn't go any further. She came to the clearing in the woods and then collapsed into the snow, letting out a small nicker. See her? She fell down because she's so tired. She can't go anymore. And see the snow's coming down harder? From his kitchen, the old man thought he heard something outside. He put on his coat and boots, grabbed a lantern, and headed out the door. See? The old man's head went up. Something caught his interest outside, and he heard a noise. He walked behind the barn near the woods, but didn't see anything. Just as he was about to turn back, he saw the shape in the snow and heard a soft whinny. See? He sees the shape in the snow. Here he's walking, and he sees something. Using his scarf as a rope, the old man gently coaxed the mare to her feet. He led her into the barn. The barn had not been used in years, but it was still in good shape and would keep her warm and safe. See, scarf he tied around her neck and using it to lead her into the barn. He has his lantern so he can see in the dark. The old man ran to his house and brought back blankets and carrots for the mare. He gave her water and dried her off. He made her as comfortable as he could. The barn felt warm and cozy, and soon the old man drifted off to sleep. See the man? He's laying on some hay, watching the mare to make sure she's okay, and he falls asleep. It was morning when he finally awoke. For a minute he forgot where he was. Then he remembered and looked over to the mare. Snuggled against her was a newborn foal. The foal struggled to its feet and looked up at the old man. He couldn't believe his eyes. Look here. The mare had a little baby horse during the night. And a baby horse is called a foal. See the foal? Snuggled up with its mama. There in the center of the little foal's forehead was a perfect white star. The mare gently nuzzled her foal. The old man smiled and realized he had been given a special gift. And for the first time in a long time, he looked forward to tomorrow. Look here. What gift did he get? Did he get this gift of a star? And do you remember what the star says? The star says hope. So now the old man isn't sad anymore. He's standing straight and he's got a big smile on his face because he knows that there will be hope for tomorrow and that he has some new friends with the horse and the baby horse. And now it's springtime. See the man with his new friends, and he's standing tall. And I imagine if we could see his face, there's a smile on his face. Boys and girls, Mrs. Deitz will see you again next week. But this week, I want you to try to give special gifts to people. A smile, a friendly talk, helping your mom and dad, and listening is a wonderful gift. Thank your teachers for all they do for you. See what special winter gifts you can give the rest of this month and next month. Mrs. Deitz will see you again. Goodbye.